What is going on, guys? Kingpin Light here, and we got Cambodian Pride by CHANSEYMA, the music video. And this was a recent comment by one of you guys, so I figured I'd check this out. And I think I checked and it said it came out April 8th. So what is that, like 5 days ago? Something like that. Another name that I actually don't recognize. Another new artist, so I figured let's keep on this trend and check out all these new artists. So we'll jump right in. Let's put this on. All right, no closed captionings again, so it may be a little hard if it's not in English or it doesn't have any sections in English for me to comment at all on the lyrics. But I can at least comment on the music, the tones, the flows, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and jump right in. That looks like that's the dopest palace ever. Is that I don't want to mess it up, but I think I have seen that as one of the wonders of the world that you could build in Civilization 5 or 6. I actually recognize it from that game. All right, let's go back. Damn, this looks dope as hell. They're just riding on a yacht. I've never even ridden on a yacht. I say that I want to just because it looks super like exclusive. But I've ridden on speedboats on the water, man, and I'll tell you what, I've never I felt sick. So I don't know how good my water legs are, you know what I mean? But I was gonna say, yeah, it was a nice jingle sort of beat so far. And as you guys know from my other videos, I like those sort of instruments being played anyway. It gives it a real nice, light, almost tropical feel to it. At least from my perspective, it sounds tropical. I'm sure it sounds more traditional to you guys, but just from my frame of reference, it's more tropical sounding. That's cool. I was gonna say that very first beat change, whatever instrument that was or sound that they used was really awesome. And then the second one was a lot more unique. So let me point it out if I can. Like that little winding down is almost like a circular spiral downward, the way that sounded to me. I really like the I don't know if it's a different instrument or if it's just a different octave that they were using, but that sounded really nice. And then the second spiral down, so to speak, that came right after that was really unique, I think. It's like almost like a nasally quality to the instrument. That's the best word that I have to describe it. Nasally is usually used in a negative way. I don't mean it negatively here. It just describes the way that instrument's sound came out. A little more strained. Oh. All right, so two things to comment here, two little sections. So so I will comment on that in just a second, but the very beginning, the whole part, it's cool because it to me it sounds like a mixture of R&B, right? Like regular R&B with a little bit of rap mixed in, like hip hop basically almost. But it's got these sort of traditional sounding endings to the actual words. And again, I don't know all the terms when it comes to singing, but like the different intonations toward the ends of the words makes it sound a lot more traditional sounding while keeping the flow that I would attribute closer to like R&B. Now that's a really, really cool uh, changing of her voice because it's very unique. I don't even know how to really describe it. It just, I just like it because it shoots up, right? The pitch of it shoots up, but it feels like it's reverberating as it goes up for her to create that sound. I actually really like how that sounds.
Boy, come join our find your joy. Come down to our work, my rhythm, don't be annoyed.
I think I'm hearing some English words, right? Unless they just sound similar in Khmer. I hope I'm still saying that right, by the way. It's been a lot of videos since anybody's corrected me, so if I'm saying it wrong, let me know. But um, yeah, I was gonna point out, so this video and the last one, Warriors, both had the same theme of honoring heritage, of course, but even more than that, the actual cinematography of it, shooting between scenes of showing more traditional like locations and more traditional I think clothing, and then switching over to a modern take of the same area, or not the same area, but like of Cambodia, right? So them in the modern city with modern clothes, and in this case she was in a modern vehicle. So I think that's cool. I feel, I don't know if that's sort of like a common thing to do, especially when it's the new year for the Khmer New Year, or if it's just sort of a trend for these videos, or maybe I just happen to pick the two that do it. But I have noticed that where it's switching between sort of modern and heritage.
Instead, hey, hello, what's up, boy? Come join our find your joy. Come down to our work, my rhythm, don't be annoyed. I'll take you how to dance, don't worry, boy. Hop on, come enjoy, let's go for a ride. I'll bring you to look at our work, my temple. Comes up with example so you can understand. I'll include small sculpture.
This is completely unrelated to the music or really the video, but I'm curious.
Come enjoy, let's go for a ride. I'll bring.
Are those her actual, is that her natural eye color or is that contacts? Because it is like piercing. And it's not like colored, right? Or it might be maybe a little green, but it looks sort of brownish. It's just really clear. So I was curious. It looks nice.
You to look at our work, my temple. Comes up with example so you can understand. I'll include small sculpture so you don't have to scan. Without a command, we will protect it. My temple make my live with great pride. If work aside, you can decide.
I like that little flow she's using right there.
Make my live with great pride. If work aside, you can decide. I'll bring you to the riverside.
It's almost following the exact tempo of that instrument, which is really cool. And this is sort of so with like rap, right, and even R&B, it usually follows the bass line. When people are singing, they're following the bass. Where I think in this case she's following more of the melody or more of the you know, the tempo of just the wind instruments, or I guess maybe it's not wind instrument. Let me rehear it. I keep saying it because I have heard this instrument before, and it really sounds like a xylophone, but not exactly. I just love hearing unique takes on singing because you don't realize, not you, but like the collective you, right? Like you don't really realize when you listen to the same flow or genre of music, and even though they all have their own take on it, right? Like everybody does sound different, they have their own flows. It takes listening to like a completely unique form of singing, like flows and everything else, to really appreciate the differences. You know what I mean? And she's shown so far it's only been a quarter, I'd say about a quarter of the video, and she's already switched up to at least 2 or 3 flows that I hadn't heard before, like that I can't 100% compare to anything else. That's an awesome looking vacation spot. Where is that? What is this exact little area called? Because hey, if they rent those little houses or whatever, I'd love to go there for a couple of days.
If we are Cambodian, then like Cambodia, grateful for what you have. I love you because you're grateful and kind, you're kind and journey.
Well, damn, those are some sexy ass cars. But that's not why I paused it. Just got lucky. Ooh, love that. Is that front one a McLaren, or is that, or am I just completely seeing that wrong? Anyway, so I was gonna say, just when I thought she was already singing high pitch, she keeps going even higher. I was actually really surprised when she got a little bit stringy, I guess. Like she got super, super high where you could tell it was strained, but it was like still controlled. That was actually, let me see if I can point it
Then
out.
like Cambodia, grateful for what you have. I love you because you're grateful and
Right
kind,
there.
you're kind and journey.
So actually don't know. So this is both a question and an observation, but I actually don't know what the ethnic groups in Cambodia are, meaning outside foreigners, and how many live there. Um, and so I'm curious if this is if they're like common ethnic groups here that look like this, or if they're just like this is supposed to show people visiting or getting married in Cambodia, because it seems almost like they're more um, Eastern Europe influence.
Anh chơi anh bong bóng rôm lên chung vắng khmai គោរពពុកម៉ែជនជាតិខ្មែរទាំងអង្គគ្នាសិល្បៈដូនតាច្រើនលើសពីពណ៌នានាមានតែរួមគ្នារក្សាវប្បធម៌យើងយុទ្ធខំបកតោក្បាច់គុនពីបុរាណដូនតាយើងបានបន្សល់
Oh, and you guys did mention in the Warriors video that that is a form of fighting that actually predated Muay Thai. And I know a lot about Muay Thai. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not an expert in Muay Thai. I've always been interested in Muay Thai and the roots, but also just watching random Muay Thai fights and sort of stuff like that because, right, their hallmarks are really using elbows and knees more, right? Using leverage to kind of hit heavier blows as opposed to using their fists and their feet, which they do. It's a form of kickboxing, or it's in the genre of kickboxing as well. I know that, but I didn't know that this. I kept mentioning the warrior class. That's what my thought was in the warriors video, but it's actually the name of the martial arts, and I didn't know it even predated Muay Thai by that many years. So that was really cool to learn.
ឲ្យយើងគ្រប់គ្នាវប្បធម៌អភិរក្សនាំគ្នាការពារមិនត្រូវរុញរាស្រឡាញ់អ្វីដែលខ្មែរមានអេស៊ូសនៃប្រសង្ហាបង្គំនៅឈរឆ្លេងឆ្លាតចូលមករំលែងនឹងអូនចង្វាក់ខ្មែរពីដូនតាបើបងមិនចេះរំអូនបងរៀនបានណារំចាប់ចង់ទៅណាអូនជូនបានណាថ្លៃចាំអូនជូនបងទៅទស្សនាប្រាសាទបុរាណ
I really like this flow at hers. It's just really
អេស៊ូសនៃប្រសង្ហាបង្គំនៅឈរឆ្លេងឆ្លាតចូល
just flows really nicely with the beat. I did want to point out the hand movements. So is that a specific, like a traditional sort of dance or expression, I guess? Because I was noticing that, and it's like unique
រំលែង
movements,
នឹងអូនចង្វាក់ខ្មែរពី
and they look really choreographed. So I don't know if that's specifically for this video. You have choreographed dances for every video, or if it's showcasing one of the traits of like Cambodian heritage sort of thing, or traditional dancing.
ដូនតាបើបងមិនចេះរំអូនបងរៀនបានណារំចាប់ចង់ទៅណាអូនជូនបានណាថ្លៃចាំអូនជូនបងទៅទស្សនាប្រាសាទបុរាណរៀបរាប់ឈ្មោះទាំងប៉ុន្មានឲ្យពន្យល់ពីអត្ថន័យចម្លាក់នៅលើប្រាសាទគេដូនតាអស់ចាក្រៃនាមកូនខ្មែរប្រស័យសុំសន្យាខិតខំថែមើលអូននំបងទៅមើលប្រាសាទខ្មែររួចទៅស្រុកស្រែហើយញ៉ាំម្ហូបខ្មែរទៅមើលរបងហើយ
I've seen other cultures that have their own form of saying thanks or appreciation or even hello. So I'm assuming this is how you say thank you, or is that a sign of hello? What does that specifically mean? I guess I figure that I could probably use it in the right context, like if I went and visited. I just don't know what it specifically means. Like, is it used for both situations or what is it?
លេងល្បែងខ្មែរពិសេសទៀតនោះយើងគ្រប់គ្រងភាពយន្តខ្ញុំកាជាជនជាតិខ្មែរខ្ញុំស្រឡាញ់របស់ខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់អ្វីដែលខ្មែរមានខ្ញុំកាជាជនជាតិខ្មែរខ្ញុំស្រឡាញ់របស់ខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់អ្វីដែលខ្មែរមានយ៉ាងកើតមកជាជនជាតិខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់របស់ខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់អ្វីដែលខ្មែរមានអូជាជនជាតិខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់ប្រទេសថៃក៏ដឹងដែរដែលខ្មែរមានខ្ញុំកាជាជនជាតិខ្មែរខ្ញុំស្រឡាញ់របស់ខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់អ្វីដែលខ្មែរមានខ្ញុំកាជាជន
Okay, I'm gonna back up for a little bit because I really love when the songs have acapellas. And this does have a soft melody in the background, but they definitely toned it down to let her voice shine a little bit, and it's sounding really nice. Cambodian Pride, and what I'm getting from this video is it's showcasing a lot of people visiting, whether they're foreigners or locals, or you know, born in Cambodia, but they're all visiting these historical sites and just sort of taking in awe of what was made. Some of the form of dressing actually reminds me of like Aztec and Incan heritages, which is closer to what my heritage is, right? Because I'm Mexican. Um, and it's interesting. I wonder how much overlap in traditions the two cultures kind of had. Because I've noticed that is a complete random tangent, but I've noticed in history a lot of cultures all over the world sort of popped up at the same time with very similar traditions without really having any ties to each other, which I find pretty fascinating.
ខ្ញុំកាជាជនជាតិខ្មែរខ្ញុំស្រឡាញ់របស់ខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់អ្វីដែលខ្មែរមានខ្ញុំកាជាជនជាតិខ្មែរខ្ញុំស្រឡាញ់របស់ខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់អ្វីដែលខ្មែរមានយ៉ាងកើតមកជាជនជាតិខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់របស់ខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់អ្វីដែលខ្មែរមានអូជាជនជាតិខ្មែរស្រឡាញ់ប្រទេសថៃក៏ដឹងដែរដែលខ្មែរមាន
That was another fun song. And like I said, fun is the best word, especially when you don't know what the lyrics are saying, right? Like, I can't break down the lyrics, I can't research into it, any of it, at least not right off the bat. I can obviously get insight from you guys. I can Google, try and see if there's translations, that sort of thing. But for me, it's more about being able to get the vibe and the mood of the song. And I mean, I can tell, right? The name is Cambodian Pride. The video showed a bunch of people visiting these sites and just showing a lot of heritage and just the tone of the voice and the instrumental. It's a very happy song, right? It's sort of like, hey, let's celebrate our history, right? And so it was a fun song. It was definitely a fun song to listen to. You had some really unique flows in there that I liked. And I may have to, I'm going to say this with every new artist unless they're just completely bad. Because I've said this in the past. If I don't like a song, I'm not going to lie and say I've liked it. I also won't shit on the song. I'm probably just going to break down what I can and just leave it at that. But I did actually like the song. I have liked so far all the songs you guys have been requesting. To the point where I'm starting to think, like, I've always been open-minded about music. And I'm starting to, I think it's harder for me, or it'd be easier for me to start pointing at stuff that I don't like than stuff that I do like. Because I try and appreciate everything I listen to. And I have said this in the past, but country, like American country music, is probably the only genre that I haven't 100% found something that I liked from it. Not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying it's one of the my least favorite genres of music. But anyway, guys, if you like that, like, subscribe, and comment. We're almost at 2,000. You guys did a huge boost yesterday. I'm really thankful to you guys for that, and definitely keep commenting more songs for me to listen to. And I will catch you guys on the next one.